Good evening. Good morning, family. This is JT Better Than Ever. I want thanks for y'all to come.
Good evening. Good morning, family.
Hold on.
This is JT.
Sorry about that, family. I had to work through the difficulties. I think we got it through. Good morning. This is JT Better Than Ever. Welcome to my channel, The Underrated Darkness. Support my channel. Like I said, Underrated Darkness. I'm gonna do a few announcements as I'm gonna get into it. It's very important. It's very important. The family have to know. I don't know if I'm gonna have panel participation. I really don't know. It really depends. But if you want to know more about me, yours truly, Jerry Thomas. Also, I have a Facebook group, all in caps, JT MVP, Thinking for Ourselves. Also, Twitter account, all in caps, at JT Blackman 44, lower caps, Instagram account, The Underrated Darkness. Also, my business venture, on the business venture, AnzoToys.com, with my brother Ernest Jones. We black owned business. Check us out. We're all about keep the relationships together and family together. Check us out. We all throughout social media. Again, AnzoToys.com. Right. Also, Underrated Sports Show be on every Monday night, 7:00 p.m. Eastern Time. 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Join me, my brother, co-host She Stay Sleep TV every Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Pass the word out. We got another good one coming up this Monday. Also, I'll be doing the midterm elections this coming November of our perspective. I'll be mentioning it often, so when I know the date, they should let us know. Usually they let you know the date, usually by 2 or 3 weeks beforehand. So that'd be like sometime November. I will let you know. Let's sacrifice that night to find out in our community, in our communities around this country, to find out what's going on, what we need to do as a people. So it's very important. Let's sacrifice that night to find out what's going on. So most likely I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna have this duration of the night. And so I'm gonna be eating, chatting. I'm gonna have different people on the panel. Right? So remember, midterm elections this year of our perspective. Let me check the chat. PMI abilities. Yo, thanks for coming. Long time to see you. Brother, as always, Sonny Justice Bay family. Thanks for coming, bro. She Stay Sleep as always. This is very important, family. And we need I'm gonna explain this. I might pick some people. I don't know yet. It depends. But if I'm gonna pick some people, it ain't gonna be that long on the panel. Because I know people have to get up in the morning, stuff like that. But this came out about a little over 2 hours ago. It's by Mark Lander and Elise Sullivan. It came, like I said, it came out 2 hours ago. It goes like this, and I want you to read the topic that I had, because it's gonna go right along with this. And this is very alarming, family. This is very long. Let me check out some people. Let me see like that. Okay. Oh, all right. Thanks for coming, Robert Brown, Baseball 775 Sports TV. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Also, very soon I'm gonna be talking about boxing too. So stay tuned. Stay tuned for that. All right. So here it goes. Washington, President Trump sows even more confusion on Wednesday over his recent meetings with President Vladimir V. Putin. Insisted after a dry, conflicted statement about Russia interference in the 2016 elections. Thus, he had actually laid down the law with Mr. Putin. Right. Didn't happen like that. I let him know we can't have this, Mr. Trump said in an interview with CBS Evening News. We're not going to have it, and that's the way it's going to be. But that statement was almost completely at odds with how the president has characterized the meeting with Mr. Putin on Monday in Helsinki, Finland, and his contradicted an answer he appeared to give when he asked early in the day if he believed Russia was still interfering in American elections, as he said no. The White House claimed Mr. Trump had yet again misunderstood. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the press secretary, says the president says no only to wherever he should take questions during cabinet meeting, not whatever Russia was interfering. We believe that the threat still exists, he said, which is why we are talking step to prevent it. It was a second day of reversal and semantic hairspins in Mr. Trump's statements about Russia on Tuesday. He said that he had meant to say at a news conference in Helsinki that he disagreed with the statement by Mr. Putin, not he agreed with it. Not only he depends on the mystery of what exact Mr. Trump and Mr. Putin has talked about during the 2.5-hour session in Finland when interpreters was in the room with them. Now they talk about the NATO summit that they had a few days ago. Democrats demand that Trump State Department interpreter be summoned to Capitol Hill to testify what the president said, a prospect that seems unlikely given to lacking of Republican support. The Republicans also hardened their criticism of Mr. Trump, with lawmakers expressing anger and incredulity at his shifting statements. Wow. Mr. Trump has been consistent of some respects. In his CBS interview, he delivered yet another broadside against prominent veterans of the Intelligence Committee, referred to the former director of the CIA, John O'Brien, as a total lowlife, as suggestion that someone had gotten to James R. Clapper, a former director of national intelligence. But Mr. Trump tried to dispel perceptions of a rift between him and the current national intelligence director, Dan Coats, who had warned of Russia's continually efforts to meddling in the American elections that's throughout the years, and also this past 2016. Mr. Trump said Mr. Coats was doing an excellent job as a CIA director, Gina Haspel. When they tell me something, it means a lot, Mr. Trump said. Mr. Coats, our president, said he was contradicting himself, family. I need to throw that in. He's a great guy and a great patriot who loves his country, and he only going to say what he believes. that was a shift from Monday when Mr. Trump stand next to Mr. Putin, say Mr. Coase had expressed his views about Russia capability, but Mr. Trump has found Russian leaders extremely strong and powerful, now more persuasive. They said they think it's Russia, he said. I have President Putin. He said it's not Russia. I will say this. I don't see any reason why it would be. Well, after his words set off a crusade of criticism, Mr. Trump claimed that he had misspoken as a result that he failed attempt to use double negative when he was answering a question whether he believed Mr. Putin, American intelligence agency, the next reverse Wednesday during the cabinet when reporters and photographers just jostling on the other side of a long table from Mr. Trump after a series of statements from cabinet officials and the president's eldest daughter, Ivanka Trump, press aide began to order reporters to leave the room. And one asked Mr. Trump if he believed that Russia was still targeting American elections. No, Mr. Trump said, going to say he had been tough on Russia. That's a lie. A fact he said the news media consistently failed to report. While these counters, known as pool sprays, as hectic and something confused with cross-talk background noise, Mr. Trump seemed to be responsible to a question Russia rather than genuine requests taking questions. Regardless of consistent change stories, raised nerves among Republicans. Speaking before Mr. Trump interview on a CBS was aired, Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina, that's one of the head senators of the Republican Party, said that he was dumbfounded by the president's latest denial. We need to recycle the differences between him and the intelligence community, he said. Reconcile. They scratched that word, I figured it out. Okay. Community, he said, I agree with the intelligence community. Tell me why I'm wrong, Mr. President. Contradict himself again. Senator Richard M. Burr of North Carolina, the chairman of the Intelligence Committee, had no reason to doubt the warnings from the intelligence agency about November midterm elections. He thought to look at the intelligence, Mr. Burke, a Republican, said of Mr. Trump. Senator Mark Warren of Virginia, top Democrat of the Intelligence Committee, said Mr. Trump reject the American intelligence, put the country's security at risk. Does this president continue to deny the reality of our country under assault by Russia and other parties? It raised questions not only Trump's credibility, but his commitment to our nation's security, Mr. Warren said. Mr. Trump also came under sharp criticism for discussing an agreement with Mr. Putin, which Russia's authorities would be allowed to question several American citizens that claim were involved in illegal dealing with a London-based financier and longtime critic of Mr. Putin, William F. Browder. On Monday, Mr. Trump said Mr. Putin had made a credible offer to allow special counsel in the Russia inquiry, Robert S. Mueller III, to interview. That is the special counsel that heading up these interviews. 12 Russian military intelligence officers indicted last week on a charge of hacking the Democratic National Party and 2016 Clinton campaign in return for assets of these Americans. Among the names on the list, a Russian official told Interfax News Agency is that Michael A. Manafort served as American ambassador to Russia under President Barack Obama. Mr. Ford was sharply criticized the Russian government during his post-Moscow and has continued to speak in regarding about Mr. Putin. There was some conversation about it, but there wasn't a comment made on behalf of the United States. Mr. Sanders said Wednesday the president will work his team and we will let you know if there is an announcement on that front. Mr. Ford, a Stanford professor and Russian expert, he knows that Mr. Brown has never had business with him and found the idea advancement by Mr. Putin as absolutely outrageous. What they doing is allow more equivalency between a legitimate indictment of 12 Russian military intelligence officers for interfering in our elections with a cockamamie crazy story that sounds like Putin's spawn to our president in Helsinki. Mr. Mifo said that is true. As a legal matter, Mr. Trump has no authority to force Mr. Ford of any other American to face Russian questioning. The United States does not have extradition treaty with Russia, and under mutual legal assistance treaty between countries, the Justice Department can reject any request in the case to deem political motivation. A status was long given to a Russian case against Mr. Brown. Still, diplomats and other foreign officials said the mere fact that Trump discussed such an arrangement with the leader of a hostile power could put other American diplomats in serving in dangerous posts and risk, and that is very true. The so-called deal apparently suggests in Helsinki is in a classic Putin diversion, said William J. Burns, a former ambassador to Russia and the Deputy Secretary of State. It is deeply clinical dodge, in no way aimed at cooperation on the very serious matter of Russian interference of our political system, which last Friday indictments details so powerful. It would be appalling that let me just read it again. It would be truly appalling if the White House were even to consider the Russian plot to propose an interview with Michael Ford, who served our country with honor and as ambassador to Russia, said Mr. Burns, who is now the president of the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace. The White House should knock this idea down and flat immediately. Well, family, it goes to show us that this fool, Mr. Trump, and I call him Orange Crush 45, and hold on, family, I'm gonna write some people. We'll talk about this in a few minutes then. But also go to show that all along that he knew all on what's going on, and he found out that the Russians was interfering, and even back in 2016, and even like 2 weeks, I believe it was 2 weeks or 2 days before he got inaugurated. And I'm talking about Trump. Good morning, Queen Sandra Brown. And us as a people, we better know about this. We better learn more about this, because our voting could play a big role of this. Voting oppression. That's what they're going to talk about in a few weeks. And trust me, Russia is going to be part of this. Okay? the Republicans gonna be part, even some Democrats. So we have to understand that the way how things is going by, the way how this really coming up right now is going to be serious. It's going to be serious because now Republicans, they have both houses, the Congress and the Senate, and they got to ask questions. They got to ask questions that why Trump is still listening to Putin of Russia. And I think Putin got something over him. And you ask me, Putin, that's Trump bitch. All right, he owned him and something. Because again, like I told your family, maybe y'all don't think it got a whole lot to do with it, but it does. Because now we're talking about national security. You was talking about the intelligence. So you were talking about the intelligence that I understand, Gregory White. I understand. Just work with me here. I understand that, but we gotta think about national security. I understand what you're saying. Salute to you, Kashmir. So we have to understand that we talk national security. That means that wherever the intelligence, wherever they come in and find out what's going on, instead of the president keeping them on themselves, or especially among themselves and the staff, he can go in and tell Putin what's going on, and that's what it is. Yeah, you said change the registration to the independent. It still doesn't make a difference because you still got to deal with national security, and so we have to understand that. I understand what you're saying, but thanks, Bracy one. Thank you. So, I brought this information out so our family could know. It's going to get very serious. So that means us as a people, we got to really talk among ourselves. We really got to have discussions. We got to really protect ourselves. We got to know what's going on because it's going down, family. I understand what you're saying. Y'all family, you're talking about the voting and everything. I get what you're saying. But what you fail to realize is the bigger picture. I'm talking about national security. If Russia is penetrating through the national security, that means that we talking about legislation. We talk about voter registration. We talking about legislation of human rights and stuff like that. And we have to really think about it, that this president is putting us in a deep situation that we have to really think about it. Mama Rika, thanks for coming, my sister. Very much appreciated. So, let's get off that, oh, my vote don't count, or this and that. I'm talking about national security. We have people for a very long time that trying to violate national security of this USA. And again, I have to say this, I don't have no bones about no Democrat or Republican. It doesn't make a difference to me. I'm talking about for us as a family. So what we need to do, we need to have this national security mindset instead of talk about vote. My vote don't count. I understand what you're saying. You're right and everything. But I'm talking about national security. I'm talking about us as a people. We got to find ways to protect ourselves as a people. You got other nationalities, they go in there and shoot us. They beat us up. They do all this stuff. And we still not being protected. But part of that what really means that they could do whatever they want. And we see them things, what's going on. Then when you think then we have to understand too, it was some Russians throughout 2016 when they penetrated, they was praying along with the Republican riots out there, and all that too. And we don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? We got to get the mindset. We have, and I know that some people, some of you, I don't want to think about. You better read. We better read about politics. We better understand what the fuck is going on. The story that I give to your family, that I learned this little after 10:30 last night. Monster last night, because the day is Thursday. That the Russians told Trump in beginning of 2017 that I penetrate through the 2016 elections, and Trump says okay. I want y'all to think about that very carefully, family, and to understand of this damn president had put us in jeopardy of national security. There are some people in here that want to vote. So we cannot tell them, oh, my vote don't count, don't they? No, we gotta stop saying that. If they want to vote for whoever they want, that's their choice. How the hell are we supposed to get anything in life for our people and we gonna have this mindset? How are we gonna protect our young people, our old people, and the ones that is on disability? How are we supposed to protect them with the mindset that I'm reading, I'm hearing? That's not getting us nowhere, family. Wherever a president have national security top-notch information, wherever president, he do not supposed to talk that about of any foreign leader, period. It's supposed to stay within the government. It's like this. Your homies, it's like in a game. You know, so I'm gonna pop this nigga, right? Fuck it. If you say something, I'm gonna pop you. There you go. I like Marika says security begins with our homes and neighborhoods. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So this is the time to really talk about protecting. We got to protect ourselves, family. And that be thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. I understand. I understand the black agenda. I understand it. I get that. I always talk about that. But this is my thing, Gregory White. And I want you to understand, and the rest of the people in the chat, I'm talking about national security. We have to find ways to protect our people. You know how white supremacists and the Nazis is for centuries. Now we got Russia that penetrate in the cyber, that cause numbers, that anybody want to vote could mess it up. This never happened of the 44 presidents. It's happened Ross, what's going on? What's going on, family? Thanks for coming around Freakly. Very much appreciated. And then you got the Congress, you know, they throwing sanctions against Russia and all that, but they was forced. But it's not really had meat on it because the president is stepping back. He contradicted himself. Now, there's gonna be some people saying, if this is this story legit? Yeah, the story is legit because wherever anything comes from New York Times, it's legit. That means they've been digging with this story for almost 2 years. Well, I can say around 50 like this, he probably think he get away from it, but I'm saying like this, if it's gonna be like some whites and other nationalities gonna see for what it is, they're gonna make sure. The matter of fact, about what I'm reading about, and even the other stuff I mentioned about, there is a protest in Washington D.C. and in New York a few hours ago. And the ones who come in late, I want you to wherever I end this stream, I want you to go back. I want you to listen what I read from the New York Times and understand what I'm saying. So it shouldn't be about this. It shouldn't be about that. I'm talking about national security. I'm talking about us as a people. We got to protect ourselves. Whatever rights we have, we got to fight for it. Gregory White, it doesn't make a difference. These white people had to fight among themselves. They will. I'm talking about us as a people. I'm not talking about nothing else. Again, go back and read what I said. What the New York Times has said. You got these Russians. They pose that they somebody else. Oh yeah, I forgot. Thank my queen. Thanks for coming. Whew. Thank you so much. Thanks for showing up. I very much appreciate it. And whew, because this, but now the U.S. government caught this lady. She's Russian. She's supposed to she was running with the NRA. She was spying on the NRA, and she was doing sexual favors. And she get ready to leave within a few hours. Then all of a sudden they caught her, and now she in jail for a lot of stuff. It's happening, and now the NRA might be in trouble because you got a lot of Republicans that's taking money for the Russians, and you're supposed to take no foreign money for anybody, especially you in office. So that means if the NRA is help pay Trump to be president with Russian money, they could be in trouble too. So that means the NRA gonna try to burn them books. Again, like I said before, it threatened the national security of this USA. Sorry about that, fam. I thought somebody on. But I was thinking about having the panel, but I changed my mind. I don't feel like doing no panel. I just want to bring us out. Shout out to the LDBC and I just feel that for us as a people, you know, when I know something that we could know about and we could protect ourselves, that we need to do that. And I'm gonna go shout out the names and I'm closing this out. Keenan Mans of Belize, thanks for coming. Sonny Justice Bay, thanks for coming. As always, she stay sleep coming. Thanks for coming. Robert Brown, thanks for coming. Babe Boy 75 Sports TV, thanks for coming. Thanks for the sub. I sub to you back. Welcome to the Darkness family. Gregory Wyatt, Casimir G, Bracy One, thanks for coming. Appreciate that. And that B, as always, thank you so much, as always. Like I said, subscribe to each other. Subscribe to one and only the underrated Darkness. Do that. Not just sub, but participate. It's very much appreciated. And the ones who came in late, whenever I finish this, I want y'all to go back to listen throughout the stream. And let's understand here. Let's learn more about politics. And let's in national security, we have to think on that. We got to protect ourselves as a people. That's what we got to do. We got to protect ourselves as a people. We got to stop thinking near-minded. We got to stop thinking small and think big. We have to think about survival. We have to think about how this government works. And we have to be, like, if they want to be 3 steps, we got to be 6 steps ahead as a people, and plus throughout humanity. No matter we like it or not, and it goes for the darkness. It goes for the darkness. I appreciate that, Casimir G. I appreciate that, Casimir family. You always got me. I appreciate that. So, and on that note, you have a good night. I am Ghost.